The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Cowboys Storyline. And man, there's a lot of great storylines for the Cowboys right now. Who would have thought? But they've won 3 straight games, looking for a 4th as they roll into Detroit Thursday night. Not really a short week. It's a short weekdays for the Cowboys as they get this thing turned around and travel on Wednesday for the Thursday game. But it is 7 days in between games. And then after the Detroit game, they'll have a little bit of an extended break, but sure would be a nicer break if they've won 4 straight. Obviously, it's been what a roller coaster season it's been. But the Cowboys are on a roll right now, and you can thank the defense for stepping up, and the offense is continuing to do what they do. And Cowboys have defeated the last 2 Super Bowl teams that played in the game, the Chiefs and the Eagles. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Lions and whatever you want to talk about. Let's go 888-855-2297. I'm A from Napa, California is first. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Nick? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Again, always. I'm great, man. I'm on a great run, man. I mean, Cowboys, they're on a great run. I'm on a great run. It was a great weekend. Got to spend family time. My girls were home from college. And, man, Cowboys wrapped it up. We all got to watch the game together. It was great, man.
Awesome.
I wanted to get in yesterday, but, you're a busy man, and it's hard to get through sometimes, but I'm glad I made it today.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about our defense. Still a little worried about our middle linebacker situation, but, it's just a few games in with the new guys. I really feel like Kenny Clark and Q, they're really dominating the middle of the line of scrimmage. It feels like old school Sam Adams and Tony Siragusa with the Ravens, where it's like those guys just plugged up the middle that allowed everybody else to kind of do their thing. And man, our defense is just really on a heater. It's like you said and been saying all year in your articles and what you've been saying on the storyline, as far as like, we don't need a dominant defense because our offense is so good. So we just need somebody to slow the other team down, get a stop here and there. And, man, when we put together back-to-back stops like we did with KC and, obviously the Raiders, but, Philly, 8 stops in a row, when we put back-to-back stops on teams like that, it just puts so much pressure on them because our offense is just, chomping at the bit to get out there and score. And, teams, I think, are scared to get in track meets with us. So, it's great to see our defense, man. It's really fun to watch, man. And I can't believe what a change it's been in the course of a few weeks. Man, it's going to be a fun ride.
Right.
I don't want to get into all of the playoffs and all that stuff. Let's just keep on playing and having fun and winning, man, because I'm enjoying the ride, and it just feels great, man. If you could just share a storyline with what you think is going to happen with the game, because, they ran it up on us last year, and I hope we run it up on them, man. So anything you'd like to share, storylines or anything like that, or, just stories about the game or how you feel it's going to go.
Thank you for the call, Jaime. We're gonna keep it going here on this day. We're gonna go. I know you're excited. That's great. A lot of people trying to get in. My storyline for the game is that they've got to stop those 2 running backs. That's what they've got to do. Figure out a way to do that. It's going to be their toughest test. Rebecca in Willow River, Minnesota. Rebecca.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I just got a confirmation from Chris. I've been listening to you, Dallas Cowboy Talk Show for over 20 years, since the very beginning.
Nice.
So I just wanted to throw that. Yeah, I know. I feel pretty, kind of like a little flex over here for that. But anyways, so I'd just like to say that I feel in the past few years, Cowboys have always had, or I shouldn't say always, but they've tended to have better September and October football, and they fall off for November and December. So I like to think that we're turning it around this year, and we've been playing pretty well in November, and let's just keep that momentum going into December.
Definitely.
But what I would really like to see to build on that is some more power running. So just maybe what your thoughts are and how we can maybe dig more or lean more into that running game as we go into December. So thanks. Go Cowboys.
Well, I think that's obviously the key. Thank you for the call. The running game, both sides of the ball. I mean that's usually where it starts in any game. Anytime you're watching football, high school, college, pro. I mean you want to run the ball and you want to stop the run. That's kind of where it begins. Teams like to throw it around and all that stuff, but if they can run it and they can continue to run it, that's what's going to happen. I thought Jerry Jones had an interesting comment when he was talking about that on Tuesday on 105.3 The Fan, just talking about the fact that when they got in the playoffs, teams would run over them. So they've tried to build that line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Now talking about the Cowboys running game, that has been something that's been very impressive this year. They've been able to run it when they needed to, but more than that, I think it's Dak and the receivers. Because look at the Chiefs game. They obviously wanted to run out the clock. They couldn't run the ball for first downs, but they were able to pass it. And so the trust of the quarterback and the receivers and Shoddy and the play caller to say, all right, we're gonna get a first down one way or another. We're gonna run it. Going to get a couple yards here. The good thing about Javonte Williams, he really doesn't take a lot of losses. I mean, you don't see it a lot. Sometimes he'll be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but he will kind of fight his way for 1, 2. And those yards are big. I mean, it's definitely nice to be in 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8, so they can continue to kind of play downhill. And I think Javonte's done a really, really good job. He's a power runner, and he's a perfect complement for what the passing game provides. All right, let's go to Steve. He's in Connecticut. Steve.
Hey, it's Pete in Connecticut. How are you?
Pete. What's up, Pete? Sorry.
Not much, man. Got a snow day, so I'm watching the kids today.
Yeah.
So.
How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm enjoying this winning streak. I got a nice little winning streak beer going. So I just had 2 questions for you real quick.
Right.
Who do you think will end the season with the most sacks on the team? And do you think with Trayvon coming back, he's a little worried about potentially losing his roster spot to the young guys that have been playing really well? Thank you for taking my questions.
I'll answer the Diggs part. I wish that was it, but I don't think so. I don't think that he's worried about young guys taking his spot. Guys get paid, contract, big money. That's the focus. And so that is the case with him. I'm not saying it's all about the money, but I don't think he's worried about that. Remember, have you ever met a cornerback that wasn't a little bit, cocky, a little arrogant? You have to be, right? You're going up, you're chasing the best wide receivers and best athletes really in the world, these wide receivers. And so they all think that they can play and they think that they're the best, and Diggs is no different. And so I don't believe that he thinks that Revel and Carson and any of these other guys are going to take his spot. I think that he wants to make sure he's ready to go, and I think he sounds like he is. And if the Cowboys see fit, then he'll play. And so I think the motivation for him is to go out and just play football, and that he feels like he's the best. He feels like he's better than Bland and better than any other corner. And so now it's time to go out and show it. Good question on who's going to lead the team in sacks. They're all kind of right there. Houston will get one every now and again, and he gets up in there. Azaraku, I think maybe only has I've got the whole list right here. Glad you asked. I'm glad I brought this today. Clowney's at 4 and Houston's at 4.5. I had Azaraku. He's not even in the list. So you got Clark, Fowler, Odigizua with 3. Quinnen Williams is providing a lot of pressures, but not so much. He probably won't lead the team in that because he did a lot of his with the Jets. So I would say Clowney, because he's right behind Houston and he's playing a little bit more and he's starting to kind of get acclimated to this team. And I was going to say figure it out. He's been in the league forever. He's figured it out. He's just kind of getting more acclimated. So I would guess Clowney on that one. Let's take a break here real quick on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, man. A lot of people have things to say, and they're excited about this Cowboys team here as they get into December. Now we turn the calendar to December, and this is the winning time. This is when you're going to make any kind of move. It's got to be right now and a little bit before, because the Cowboys dug themselves in a hole, and they're doing that. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It kind of feels like they're going to have to win this thing out if they're going to be a wild card. And unless the Eagles keep losing, then maybe you have a chance to win the division as well. But you just got to keep the blinders on and just win, just beat the Lions, and then see what else happens. All right, JR in Avondale, Arizona. JR, what's up?
Morning, Nick. How are you?
Good, man.
Hey, so I believe this is two teams going in different directions. I think the Lions are going down and the Cowboys are heading up. They're a cover one team that just lost one of their best cornerbacks, playing man-to-man against this receiver group in Dallas's quarterback. It just isn't going to work out for them. Their safeties don't cover well, but they're big hitters. I think Dak goes for 400 yards in this game. Big days for Lamb. Ferguson and Williams are all going to score. On their side of the ball, they have major problems at center, so bad that they tried to get a guy out of retirement to take up the slack. Goff is 50% less effective when pressured up the middle, and where the Cowboys become very good, and that's on the defense in the middle. Cowboys win this game 34-13. That's all I got. Have a great day. Go Cowboys.
All right. Seems a little high as far as like the final score, 21 points. But, for all those things that you said, I mean, you could be right about that as far as two teams headed in different directions. They barely beat the Giants, but, so did the Cowboys way back when. And they lost a close game, at home to the Packers, and the Cowboys were kind of right there with the Packers, tied the game. So, it could be an even game. But those two games I'm talking about with the Cowboys were way back in September, and they're obviously a different team now. You make some really good points about the center and for the Lions and Goff being pressured. You look back the last couple of games, Hurts went for 30 yards, I believe, rushing. Mahomes had 30 yards or 33 yards or whatever. Goff's probably not going to do that, So it's, but then again, Gibbs and Montgomery are that's just a different animal there. But if they don't have St. Brown, which it looks like he probably won't play, and Laporta's already out for their tight end, then yeah, they are down some of their key weapons that have made them so explosive. So, but Dan Campbell, let's see what happens with him. He's going to have something up his sleeve for sure. Chris in Saratoga Springs is next.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Great Thanksgiving. Great Cowboys win. Looking for 4 in a row. That would be outstanding. I want to give a shout-out to somebody I've been very critical on lately, Turpin.
Jerry
that
Jones.
play he made in that game in my eyes, saved the game, that fumble recovery. What an unbelievable play by Turpin. I still don't believe he should be the running back getting any handoffs, but that play, single-handedly, that play he made saved the game for me. So I just want to give a shout-out to Turp. My other thing is the Cowboys signed the kid from Pittsburgh, Israel Abaconda. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm a big into the draft guy. I remember I went to Ohio for the draft, and I remember, if my memory serves me correct, he was one of those players in the magazine that you guys sent out that was like a fit for the Cowboys. Is that correct?
I can't remember if he was a fit. I don't remember that part, but I do remember him being in the conversation for a guy that, was one of the top backs or one of the top 10 or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, you don't forget his name. You may forget how to pronounce it, but you don't forget his name. And, yeah, he was definitely in there.
Yeah, so I'm glad we picked him up. But, again, that's all I got. I just wanted to give a shout-out to Turp because I've been critical of him with some of his drops and stuff. But that play for me saved us the game. So that's all I got. And have a good rest of your day, Nick.
All right. Thank you. I mean, he's the lowest guy to the ground, Turpin. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. It is. I mean, he should be able to get that ball. And I tell you, he just makes these plays, and he's a head scratcher. Sometimes he does some stuff, and those guys that think they can score on every single play, they're scary for everyone because they're scary for the defense because they can score on every play. And they're scary for the offense, too, because they're going to try to score on every play. And sometimes they backtrack. But he's just a dynamic player, and it's fun to have him on the team. I'm with you. I don't know if we need, runs from him, but you say that, and then he kind of goes for he had like a 20-yard run or 25-yard run. He's just a dynamic player. He's fun to watch. And when he's surrounded with these other guys, especially these other receivers, every now and again, he's going to be wide open, down the field, and having him in the slot is really big because that safety has to know he's there, and he does open some things up. Just his speed alone, just the threat alone, opens some things up for these other receivers. All right, let's go to Dylan in Northport, Florida. Dylan.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey. So these Lions, man, they are right for the pickings, pun intended. Their starting cornerback, Arnold just went to IR. Defense is pretty beat up. They're on the other side of the ball. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta's out. O-line is playing poorly. They're pretty beat up. So if it gets into a track meet, Cowboys are going to win, hands down. The Lions, before all the injuries, their formula was to stay ahead of the chain, stay ahead on the scoreboard. And so if you can get them into some like 3rd and mediums, 3rd and 8, 39, and you're with your interior pressure in Goff's face, it's over, man. He's not mobile. He doesn't run the ball, doesn't really scramble. And so everything on paper, it's not played on paper, but everything on paper lines up for what I think is going to be a blowout personally. I think the Cowboys blow them out. End the Lions season. I think it's going to be 34 to maybe 21-24, but it wouldn't shock me if the Cowboys put up 40.
All right, good stuff. You guys are really confident. I'm starting to get me a little worried about it because I still think desperate teams are dangerous, and the Cowboys, they have to continue to be that desperate team, and it's tough to kind of carry on this same mindset over and over and over every single game, every single week, but that's what they have to have. Now, the Lions are definitely a desperate team, but the Cowboys have to match that, and what did Dan Campbell say when he first got the job? We're going to bite kneecaps and stuff like that. All those things that you just said are true, and it sounds like, man, this is going to be tough, but it's the NFL. It's the NFL, and they have really good players. I mean, they have speed. Speed kills. We know that. Jahmyr Gibbs is as good as running back as there is in the league. Jamison Williams is a really good explosive player. So they've got weapons, and they've got a quarterback that's very accurate when he's protected, and he can be a very accurate quarterback. So I'm not in for the blowout. I don't know about that. I think things are aligning correctly for the Cowboys, though. You're right. When their cornerback is now going to IR, the Cowboys get a better cornerback than him, and Trayvon Diggs back, and he's back to cover a wide receiver group that's probably going to be out. St. Brown and Laporta's already out, so it's looking good for the Cowboys, but they got to go up there ready to go, because I can promise you that place is going to be loud. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a fun game. But if the Cowboys, like you said, they bring the paper, and they play with that paper, what it says on there, then they should go out there and should be able to win this game. But we'll see. All right, let's go to break again on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Got the TV portion mostly out of the way. Now we can officially say it's Tuesday. We know it's Tuesday, December 2nd. Leaving tomorrow, going to Detroit. Haven't been there in a while, if it feels like. Maybe 2019. So it's been a little bit, but it's always a cool stadium. It's not cool when the Lions are scoring a lot of points or Calvin Johnson's going for 300 yards or something like that. Like, that's not really fun. But, the atmosphere is a good atmosphere, and it's one of those open places, open stadium where, it's not like you can't really hear the person next to you, so it's a good time. So should be a lot of fun. All right, let's go to Lewis in Langston, Oklahoma.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Lewis.
Not much. I kind of caught the tail end of your right before break, and so it kind of brought me into my question was, now that Trayvon Diggs is back, I was trying to figure out who would be your starting three, because with what I've noticed is Reddy Stewart plays that nickel position really, really well.
Yeah.
And then with Carson coming back and Diggs coming back and what's his name, Savon Rebel.
Yeah.
And then Lord, I can't think his name now. But, so what would be your starting three? I know they rotate everybody. That's Eberflus's thing. So I don't know. But as far as when you start the game, who you running out there? Because I know for sure I want my 2 Pro Bowlers out there. But as far as what we're going to do as far as the nickel or outside boundary still kind of throws me off. And then what I was going to say was, I drew a blank. So if I get a chance, I'll call back or I'll talk to you later after the game. So,
right.
But that was my main question.
Okay. Well, I can talk about the cornerback. Thank you for the call, Lewis. I'm looking at the roster right now, which does not include Trayvon because he hasn't been moved to the roster. But if he does, remember they have to make a move for that. So it could be one of these corners. But I just have a hard time thinking that they'll do that. Bland, Stewart, Carson, Revel, and Bridges. That's 5 corners. Diggs would be the 6th. That seems high. I mean, you probably have to make a move there. So, the last few games, Bland, Stewart, Carson, Revel, and Bridges have all been active. So I would imagine maybe Chikwueze Bridges is not active for this game. I don't know who the roster spot would be. They can figure some things out there. But my starting 3 is probably going to be Bland, Diggs, and then Stewart, just because he plays the nickel. But yeah, I'd like to see Carson and Revel and those guys as well. Good problem to have. All right, Robbie, Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Hey, Nick, are we still in that super hurry-up mode?
I'll say yes, but you do your thing.
Okay, then
you do your thing.
Okay, I'll go. I appreciate you, man.
We're not in the
things.
hurry up offense. We know, like we're not in the like final 30 seconds of the game, but it's about 2 minutes to go, and we got to move.
All right, I'll move then. I do have a couple things I wanted to say. First, I don't know the final score, but I think Cowboys win relatively big, and they get some garbage time touchdowns at the end. But I think we choke them out real early. However, what you said has really got me worried, and it's really making me think, because everybody feels this way, and all the paper shows it, that this could easily be a trap game. We just won 3 games, hard-fought games. But for some reason, I don't see our offense. In this first one, I don't see our offense letting off the gas. I don't see our coach letting off the gas and letting the trap game happen. Number 2, I'd like to shout out to Tyler Booker. When he said he wanted to take the love out of the game for people, what he did to Chris Jones, holy smokes, man. What he's done all year, he is a man grown, that's for sure. And other than that, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And if I have to guess score, 31-13.
31.
Have a good one, sir.
All right, thank you. If the Cowboys let this become a trap game, then shame on them. I mean, really, they have no room for error. They don't, and that's because of the hole that they dug themselves in. So this can't be a trap game. I mean, it's on the road. It's a I'm just kind of, once I really think about it, and I think if you all think of it this way, anybody that was on the field last year when Detroit beat them 47-9 at home on Jerry's birthday, 47-9, there's no way this could be a trap game. This team's favored to beat you. Detroit's a 3-point favorite. They're at home. They're just as desperate, if not more than you. They're banged up, fine. But no one feels sorry for them. No one feels sorry for the Cowboys when they were banged up. And they went in there and trick-played your ass to death for 47 points and kept scoring with offensive linemen and all this cool stuff. So, no, if it's a trap game, then that's on the Cowboys for being trapped. Because this should hit you right in the face, just like they did 47 times last year. Sebastian, Savannah, Georgia. What's up?
Good morning, Mr. Eatman. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Shout out to Troy, Allen, and Zach in the YouTube chat. Those boys always hold down the YouTube chat while we're going. That's the special teams for real over there.
Nice.
I got us going 28-27. I think we control the game, most of the game, and get out with the win. And I think it's going to come down to coaches' decisions. Dan Campbell's the man who's going to gamble. We're about to see every trick play they have. No one does not show up for the Cowboys. So when the Cowboys' name comes on that slate, they're all looking to show out. They're all looking to make a name for themselves. So I don't think we can just run away with it in this game, but we should control the game and beat them.
Yeah.
As far as one of my favorite things I was thinking about is GP. Environment matters, Nick. Like,
yeah.
In Pittsburgh, you were getting picked on. In Georgia, you had your issues, right? Here, you found a family. You have an enjoyable experience. And every time I watch him, I see 2 of my favorite receivers just on the field, Steve Smith and the player, as we'll call him. And I think because we don't have Micah, we have the money to sign him. And I think he'll cost a lot less than Micah was going to cost us. Obviously, Micah went for 41. But you can get more money somewhere else. You can't find this environment anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you have a great day.
No, thank you. And, Sebastian, that's what Des Bryant is trying to tell George Pickens. He's tweeted it. I've heard him say it. He wants to talk to him. He wants to explain to him about the environment, how different it is. You can get more money, like you said, in other places. Now, the problem here with that is this is where the agent steps in. And sometimes, and I don't know all these agents. I don't know hardly any agents, and I certainly don't know their relationship with the players. But this is where the agent can kind of mess up the whole thing. Because everybody has an agenda, obviously. We know that. But the agent's not the one that's here in the building. He's not the one seeing it. He's not the one that can compare what he had in Pittsburgh, what he has here, and all that. That's where the player has to step up and say, you know what? I understand that this team is offering this, but, it'll be beneficial for me to be here with this team. And remember why this team has cap problems. well, the Cowboys have cap problems. They can't pay you as much. Well, why do they have cap problems? Because they have good freaking players. They have a quarterback that's really good, throws me the ball. They have a receiver on the other side that's taking away a lot of double teams. We got a lot of defensive tackles now that are eating up the middle and forcing teams to pass it, and now we're getting the ball back quicker. So there's a reason why this team has cap issues, because they got some good players. That's not always a bad thing. So those are some of the things that he's going to, he has to figure out, and that's where the agent can help. Agents trying to give you the most money possible, but you also got to put your player in the best situation possible. And I think what Sebastian's saying, and I agree with, is that, it can be Dallas, even if it's not the highest dollar amount that you could possibly get. All right, let's go to Kevin in New Jersey.
Hey, Nick, what's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. I've called a bunch of times in the past. I'm the guy in Jersey with 4 sons, all Cowboys fans. And
nice.
My father-in-law is a big Eagle fan.
Wow. So
last week was great.
Who won? Kevin, I just got to say, that sounds like 4 wins in a row for you.
Yeah, man.
Because that's not easy to do right there.
Right. The father, I definitely won. The father-in-law was here for Thanksgiving, so it was nice to kind of rub that in a little bit. But I will say I took some time off from calling in and from listening to the show. I'm back religiously now, but the problem was I spent all this time. I saved up a whole bunch of money, and I think I was telling you last year, I flew my whole family down to Dallas to see a game.
Was it the Lions
my
game?
Brother. Yeah, well, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah, I remember this.
So
I
took 20 years to save up the money to take all 4 of my kids down. They're all adults now, but I thought it was going to be a really, really awesome thing to do, and it was to a degree, except it was the Lions game.
Wow.
And the problem with it is that they just didn't show up in that game. If you remember, they didn't score a touchdown, and even worse than that, the whole row in front of me was this huge family of Lions fans, and there were all these little kids with their jerseys on, and they had the best time, and they were just sitting right in front of us in Cowboys AT&T Stadium. So I guess the reason I'm calling is because I feel like I could get back if the Cowboys just show up on Thursday against the Lions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that, you get, spiteful, you get resentful because things happen, but you don't have any control over it. But I will say I'm back on board as a fan, and, it doesn't take long, right, because you're a fan forever. But when Jerry made the moves, it really solidified my faith in the team and the future and moving forward. But if they really want to get me back, just show up on Thursday night. I'm going to leave it at that. And, enjoy, Nick. Great talking to you, and great show. So talk soon. Bye.
All right. It's funny. Some people ask for a lot on Christmas. Some people don't ask for a lot. It's just they don't need a lot. What Kevin in New Jersey needs, hey, Santa, Kevin in New Jersey just needs the Cowboys to show up. Just show up. That's it. I feel like Santa has a lot more requests than that. Good stuff, man. All right, let's go. Steve in New York. Steve.
Hey, what's going on, pal?
How are you?
All right, keep it real quick. I give me 34-31 Cowboys. And I just want to say, trap game, if you could call this game 100 things, trap game is not one of them.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Now, listen, trap game to me is when, you're 12-2 or something and you're fighting for playoff position. This is not a trap game. They have to just, go out, take care of business.
Right.
But what you were talking about earlier, this game for a few reasons, personally, I live in New York, obviously. I flew down there last year for that game, the 47-9 game. Okay. Oof. Quite possibly one of the worst football games that I've ever watched. So, and I don't know if anybody mentioned this at the time, but when they were kneeling down for the last play, they called the tackle eligible. They reported someone eligible. I don't know if anybody picked up on that. Because remember what happened the year before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know we played for the Cowboys and, loved them at the time, but this is the coach that's going to have this team ready to go on Thursday. I'm talking about Dan Campbell. So have to match the intensity before anything else.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right about
Thanks,
that.
Man.
All right, Steve.
Have a great week.
Appreciate that. the one thing that you kind of forget sometimes, I don't know if you guys do. This is the first year, obviously, of Brian Schottenheimer being the head coach. He's a first-year coach. But, I think the good thing about it is that it's not his first year here, So he's been around for a couple of years. So he knows the players. He's got a relationship with them a little bit. But he is still doing things like a first-year coach and changing some things around, culture stuff, all that. But he was here. This is what my point I'm trying to make is that he remembers that. He remembers what Dan Campbell and those guys did. And did they have some fun? Yeah, they did. They did. And they that's the way they play. And you can say that all day. You can kind of hide behind that. Hey, we coach our team. I don't worry about anyone else. We're going to keep playing until 60 minutes is up. Fine. You know what? That is okay to do that. Just remember that people do remember, and they'll, I'm not saying, and you know what, Shotty probably won't, you get in a situation like that, he's probably not going to do all that. But they're talking about it this week, I would imagine, and they haven't forgotten that kind of stuff. And they know, when you're going into a game like that, when you're going into anything, and going up against the bully, you better be prepared for it. So, he didn't like the way that ended 2 years ago. He shouldn't have cheated. I mean, that's simple as that. He shouldn't have tried to cheat. That's what they did. They tried to get cute. They tried to have Penei Sewell go over here and say he was tackle eligible and all that, but it really was the other guy. Guess what? Guess who didn't fall for it? The refs. And so, you didn't get away with it and all that, and you lost the game. They came back the next year, and Cowboys were definitely shorthanded. Not as good, not a good team, and Detroit manhandled them. But we'll see what happens this year. What goes around definitely comes around. Aaron in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Hey, how are you, Nick?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Definitely enjoyed that game Thursday afternoon. My folks live in Kansas City, so Dad's always been a lifelong Kansas City fan. So oddly enough, I didn't hear from him after the game, but
funny how
that's okay. They'll be here for Christmas. So anyway, hey, just wanted to check back in, man. We've got 2 of those 3 in a row that we had to win, and I feel good about going in to the game Thursday night against the Lions. So some of what you were just saying there, and last year we were so beat up and so injured, we didn't have a chance. But this year, I think we're playing with a lot of optimism. We're playing with a lot of heart right now, and that's good. I just had a couple quick questions. I think this running game Detroit has, is definitely pretty stout. So I think this is going to be a real test to see, how far we've come defending the run and being able to stop the run. And then 2, what do you think about Dan Campbell's play calling? It looks like he's calling plays this year, and I know that might be in his background a little bit, but do you think that's had an impact on how potent that offense was previously to maybe what we're seeing from him this year? Anyway, I'll hang up. Go Cowboys, man. I'm not into score predictions. I like the Nate Newton philosophy. Just got to win by 1.
Oh, nice.
Have a great day, man.
All right, thank you. Man, I haven't watched a lot of these games that the Lions have played, and even the ones where Dan Campbell was the play caller. But I know this about his style, and he's aggressive. I mean, that's what he does. I mean, he's going to go for it on 4th downs. He believes in his team, and that can hurt him. I thought he hurt his team 2 years ago when they played the Niners. They had a big first half lead. I thought he hurt his team by not kicking field goals when he had a chance. And maybe he didn't love the kicking situation that you had there, but they were in position to kick field goals. He didn't do that. Wanted to kind of go for the knockout punch, and I think when you're in a lead like that, you've got to, you're up on the score, and then you also have the clock to your advantage, and so you need to play that way. But still, he's won games being aggressive and doing that same thing. So that's one thing that I would say that for sure you're going to see. You're going to see deep deep passes and plays like that, you're going to see fourth down plays, and the Cowboys have to kind of be ready for everything. But if they can get them in some third and long situations, then I think it does favor them. But you got to get there. First down, second down. When Gibbs is running, Montgomery's running, they kind of go back and forth. You've got to be able to withstand that. All right, Jeremy and DC. And no,
hey, yo, Nick.
No, I haven't heard anybody. So no, I haven't. Have you? Have you heard anyone?
Nah, not today, man. Not today. What about staying out of trouble? You staying out of trouble?
No, I'm good.
I know that's the hard part, man.
I'm good.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to call in, man, and say, man, I'm loving how Eberflus got this defense looking now. I didn't call on purpose yesterday because, the last couple of weeks, everybody's been calling for that man's job, calling for Eberflus' job. But Nick, you was the one that said everybody be patient. You know what I'm saying? And we've been patient, and now he's showing that all he needed was the pieces to the puzzle to put it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he had me acting the clowny on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm talking about?
Nice. That's a good one.
How did that Ferguson catch not count, Nick? That's my question for today. How did that Ferguson catch not count? He got 1 foot in twice.
I know. I mean, John Madden wrote a book that said one knee equals 2 feet. I mean, I would think 2 feet should count. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's the same foot. You can toe tap.
Come on, man. And then, did you see the play? There was one play where Patrick Mahomes was moving out the pocket. I believe that was Donovan Ezeraku had him for a sack, but the offensive lineman put him in a figure 4 leg lock. You saw that play?
I did not. I did not see any Ric Flair stuff happening there like that. Man, maybe I need to go back and look at it.
Yeah, it was like I think it was at the end of the game or right before halftime. It was like Mahomes almost got sacked, and then he stepped into the pocket and moved over to the left. And my cousin, he was looking at me. He was like, "Oh, how Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, see, that's why they call him Patrick Mahomes, because he do stuff like that." And they showed the replay. I said, I'll get out of there, too, if he got my man in a figure 4 leg lock. You know what I'm saying? He can't even get his leg.
I need to go look at that. I have not seen that.
But that was it, Nick, man. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday. Merry Christmas, too, if I don't talk to you guys for Christmas. But I should be talking to you guys a lot about this.
All right.
But I'll holler at you Friday, Nick.
All right, sounds good. Good stuff from Jeremy. All right, I didn't see that play. James in New Jersey's next.
How you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. 3 things real quick. I want you. I'll hang up with to response. First thing, the Cowboys have to prepare better for noise. The hand signals and things of that nature. They have to do a better job of communicating with noisy crowds on the road. I think that's an issue with the front line, especially the offensive line, with penalties and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, they should be aware of the Lions using Gibbs as a receiver, even in the slot, because I think they're going to do that to try to compensate for losing their top receiver. And the third thing is that they may want to consider using Ezeraka as a middle linebacker on third and long and second and long. That way they could put Houston and Clowney on the field at the same time as him. And he's quick enough that he can go. I think he can do a better job if he needs to even go back and pass defense. But at least put him over the center's head in front of the center and, and be a threat to come out of the middle to get the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know if I hate that. I like having. Thanks for the call, and that you got a lot of good stuff there. It's got to be something that he's practiced. But I do like lining up some really good pass rushers in different spots. I mean, we've seen it with some of the best ones. Obviously, Micah could do that. I'm not saying he's in that category yet, but lining him up in different places to kind of find the mismatch is something that definitely could be the case. Also, Overshown is in that group too. I want to see Overshown kind of go in different pass rushing spots. So having Clowney, Houston, if these three tackles, though, in whatever combination that they're playing, if they can provide that push, then it's certainly going to be good. for this team. All right, we can talk about that a little bit more. I'm going to go to break one more time. Be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that's decked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline here. Just got a couple minutes here before we wrap this thing up, and still talking about, what a great win it was, looking back to the Chiefs game, but there's no time for any of that at this point. I mean, now the Cowboys got to keep moving. They got the Lions this week. We've been talking all about the matchup. Had a lot of questions about, how are they going to stop Jahmyr Gibbs? Had some about him, not just as a runner, but a receiver. But from a duo standpoint, man, this is interesting because I think you've got the best two runners on one team with the Lions. You've got the best two receivers right now on one team, at least, from a stats standpoint. Nobody's got over, I think, 740. That's what CD has. And then, of course, Pickens is already at 1,000. So, you've got the best receiving duo going up against the best running back duo in the league, and both offensive lines have been banged up a little bit, but it's a game of skill players. This one coming up, and both quarterbacks, kind of the same. They're both veteran guys, and Goff's done it. He's been to a Super Bowl, and he's very accurate when he's protected, and that's same. You can say the same about Dak. So. It's going to come down to games like this. I thought, when we talked about, making mistakes, who's going to make the fewest? The guys are going to make big plays. Who's going to make the fewest? It's going to be a lot of fun, and we will talk about it after the game. We'll talk about it. We talk every day at 10 a.m. We'll be back Friday to talk about it. We'll be back next time on Cowboys Storyline as well. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you then.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?